Howdy, folks. I am so thrilled to do this review. You have no idea. I've played this album twice already, and I liked it immensely from the first listen. Every track, I think every track is a winner on here. I am so excited to be talking about this new Ringo album, Look Up. There is no excuse anymore, folks, for you Beatle fans that disregard Ringo, for people in general that disregard Ringo and say this guy hasn't had a great thing since maybe 1973 and some of the early singles, and they don't pay any attention to Ringo. It's time to start paying attention. This is a fantastic album, and I'm ready to call it probably in my top 3 favorite Ringo albums. And Ringo's had over 20 recordings, 20 albums, okay, including EPs. I would say that this is the best album since 1992's Time Takes Time. That's how long it is. And I've liked some albums by Ringo since Time Takes Time. Since 1992, there's been about 5 albums that I thought were really winners. But this one is the most consistent. What I love about it is that the musicians and the vocalists that help him out are really top-notch, first-rate, beginning with Bone Burnett, who gets the most credit. He produced this, and he also wrote a lot of the songs, or at least partially wrote some of the songs and played on the tracks. This is a situation where Ringo, again, gets by with a lot of help from his friends. But even though I think the fact that the musicians, vocalists are so good on this, it doesn't take away from Ringo, because it's not like they do all the work and Ringo does nothing. Ringo is in good spirits in this album. You could tell he's having a good time. He's having fun. He, I would say, is in very good voice. I think he sounds terrific on here. Now, I'm not big on auto-tune. What I mean by that also is I can't really decipher auto-tune. I don't really know auto-tune unless I hear it really extreme, as in the song Believe that Cher sang, where her voice was really distorted. But in here, if there's auto-tune, I don't know. Ringo's voice, for the most part, sounds among the best it ever has, okay? And the same goes for his drumming. His drumming is really impressive on here. I love the little fills and little beats here and there. He really tastefully adds to every track on this album. So can I end the review here? I mean, is that saying it all? I'm going to go on to every track. I'm going to talk briefly about every song and who helps him on this album. But, I just can't say enough about it. I'm so thrilled about it. There's a kind of a piece of paper in here. It's a message, handwritten, or hand-signed, really, by Elvis Costello. I'm not the biggest Elvis Costello fan. However, I do appreciate the fact that he adds a little to this paperwork inside the album by explaining that he's heard this album, I think, a couple of times already, just like me. I've heard it twice. And he thinks this is among the best, maybe the best he's ever done, Ringo. He was very impressed with this album. He couldn't get enough of it, and he signs off on it and says it. So that's an endorsement right from the beginning. I'm telling you, I don't want to hear. Everybody has their opinions. If you don't like the record, you're entitled, right? But don't give me this stuff that Ringo is no good and all this and nobody cares, because those days are gone. And before I get into the tracks, I want to say that I've heard that so far the general buzz for this album, and today is the release date, January 10th. The buzz is so far very positive all around, I'm hearing. And I used to say to myself, I really hope that Ringo one day manages to put out a really good album that he can finish off on late in life. The man is going to be 85 years old this year. Can you believe that? Ringo's almost 85. He looks and sounds great here. And I really hope that this is something that he can be proud of. This is something that does well. I've heard, I don't know if it's true, that this is #1 for physical media sales on Amazon already. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. And I really hope this is the album he's been waiting for. And the last thing before I get into the songs. In 1970, Ringo did the album BEAUCOUPS of Blues, which is a very well-regarded country album. And for 55 years, people have been wondering, when is Ringo going to do country again? He's dabbled here and there in it, and he's had a song or two here and there. But this is his country album. To me, this blows away even Beaucoups of Blues. And I really think that whether you like country or don't like country, there's enough pop sound in here. It's a good pop album, even with the country flair. So I think you're gonna like it. But for you Beatle fans out there that enjoy Ringo singing songs like, I don't know, Honey Don't, or What Goes On, or Act Naturally, this album blows those songs away. So no excuses. Let's go. Okay, first of all, we start with Breathless, written by Bone Burnett. It's a rousing opening track with Billy Strings on vocals, Ringo in great voice right from the start, great acoustic and electric guitar. Second track, Look Up, is the title track, which I personally find right now to be maybe my preferred track of them all. I liked every track on this album. Like I said, every track I like. Look Up is one of my favorites right now, the title track. Great drums on here. Great drums on the whole album, as I said before. This song is written by Daniel Tashian and Bone Burnett. Pedal steel guitar and bass is great. Molly Tuttle, who I came to love. I never heard of her before. I love her vocals on this. Really sweetens up the whole feel of the album, with other vocalists too and harmonies, as I'll go into. Very upbeat and happy track. Indeed, this whole album is generally a very happy and fun album. That's important. There may be a somber track here or there, like the next one. Track number 3, Time on My Hands. Now, this was the first song that dropped, and I question that. Of all these great songs, I think Time on My Hands is really, really good now. The first time I heard it, I was a little lukewarm on it. I thought it was pretty good, but it's a slower ballad. It's in perfect place here at track number 3. Okay, it's written by Paul Kennerly, Daniel Tashian, and Bone Burnett. I don't want to say T-Bone Walker. I'm always tempted to say that. But it's perfect place here, because after 2 kind of upbeat, poppy, happy tracks, or whatever you want to call them, now we get a sad, more somber song here. But it works so well. Number 4, Never Let Me Go, written by T-Bone again. Billy Strings on guitar with T-Bone. And we have Mickey Raphael on harmony vocal. Nice song. Number 5 is I Live for Your Love, which is a gorgeous ballad, again, with Molly Tuttle, who I like, now, on guitar and harmony vocal. Okay, this song was written, I Live for Your Love, by, let's see, I want to make sure I got this right, Billy Swan and Bone Burnett. Okay, now we have number 6. The track is Come Back. Very country flavored, this one in particular. Very tasty, written by Bone Burnett. With whistling, you talk about country, whistling by Ringo. I was wondering, who's doing that whistling? And I looked it up. It was Ringo doing the whistling. And then we have Lucius on this track, which I think Lucius is a combination of Jess Wolfe and Holly Lassig, I think. Great. Number 7 is called Can You Hear Me? Another Bone Burnett track. And Molly Tuttle is also on the track. I love the vocal duet, the female vocals on this. I've been enjoying a lot of the female vocals, harmony vocals, on a lot of Ringo's EPs lately. But boy, I tell you, this album, they really shine. Another good track. Now, number 8 is Rosetta, written by Bone Burnett again. This I call the most intense track. I mean, there were no heavy rockers or anything on here, but this is kind of intense, I think. Okay, Billy Strings on electric guitar, featuring Larkin Poe. And Larkin Poe is on a couple of tracks on here, I believe. All right, starting with this one. Now we have Rebecca Lovell, and Megan Lovell, Rebecca and Megan. Okay, vocals, doing the vocals here. Beautiful vocalists everywhere on this album. Really making it beautiful. Joe Walsh, I was surprised to see on slide guitar on Rosetta. It's a good track. Number 9 is You Want Some. You Want Some is a fun, bouncy, very playful track with nice piano in it. Nice piano by Mike Rojas. Really good. This song, You Want Some, written by Billy Swan. Okay, Number 10 is a song called String Theory, written by Danielle Tashian and T-Bone Burnett. It's a good, with Molly Tuttle again, and also Rebecca and Megan Lovell on it. Um, Maybe I'm trying to figure what's my least favorite track. These are all good. I mean, I love everything consistently here, but I might say right now, this is a first impressions video. I will say that String Theory may be my least of the album, but that's just me. The last track closes out with Thankful. This is the only song written partly by Ringo. It's written by Ringo and also Bruce Sugar. And because Ringo writes it, it's the only track on the album where he falls back on his peace and love. One time he says, looking for some peace and love. But it actually works in the song. And if I didn't hear him say peace and love for so many years now, ad nauseum, it wouldn't bother me. But hey, you know, a lot of fans joke around. How many times is he going to say peace in this? I know it's his trademark, but you can tell Ringo had a hand in writing this song. This works well as the last track on the album because the song Thankful was a song that was already dropped. It was the second song dropped. And I got to tell you, I think that dropping Time on My Hands is a good song. Thankful, less so. But to drop the first two, Time on My Hands and Thankful, I don't think that was the best strategy, actually. I think there were a lot of... Look Up should have been the first thing that was dropped, I think. That's the single, I think. But... you know, hey, you can't go wrong, you know. But Alison Krauss is on this track, you know. Her voice is in the harmonies with Ringo, but I think Alison Krauss's voice could have been up a little bit louder. It's good, nice, pleasant, but could have been a little louder. Not the best track, but it works because I like it. Not the best, but it works as the last track. You know, you wouldn't want to do this earlier in the album. It's a perfect way to finish off this wonderful standout work by Ringo and his friends. Man, if I'm rating this, I'd give it 10 out of 10. I'd give it 4 out of 4, 5 out of 5. This is something you have to listen to, and I hope you'll like it as much as I have. I know some people were not big on the song Thankful when it came out. I saw some videos by people that said, oh, what is this? The song Thankful, it's the same old thing. I thought it was kind of samey. Well, that's because Ringo wrote it, you know, part of it, you know, and Bruce Sugar is fantastic. You know, Bruce Sugar writes good music along with Ringo, but this particular track, Thankful, at the end of the album is the track that actually sounds so much like his previous stuff that it's not anything really like, it doesn't sound so much in style with the rest of it, but still got the country twang to it that I like. Anyway, I've rambled on enough here. Please get this album. Good work, Ringo. I'm proud of you.